Hello everyone and welcome back to another installment of Thomas & Friends Home Media Reviews. This review is on the Adventure Pack, or Season 12, because this pack is basically the box set for Season 12 without actually calling it Season 12's box set. So I guess you could say there's technically been two box sets in the US, counting the early years, except the early years was marketed as Season 1, Adventure Pack was not marketed as Season 12. Although it says full season on the package, but it wasn't called Season 12, it was called Adventure Pack. My brain hurts. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into the history section of the Adventure Pack. So, the Adventure Pack itself was released in November of 2010, but I'm not done yet. The components of the Adventure Pack are all 4 Season 12 DVDs, and I'm also going to be giving you the history on those as well, because I'm not doing individual HMRs on them. We're just throwing them all into one to save a bunch of time and to save about a month's worth of content. So the very first Season 12 release, Railway Friends, was released in February of 2009. It was apparently reprinted in January of 2012, and it has also been reprinted in 2017 and being sold in a double pack with extraordinary engines. Or at least it was whenever it first came out. I'm not sure if Walmarts still have it in stock. That pack is a Walmart exclusive, by the way. The second Season 12 release was High Speed Adventures, and it was only released once in March of 2009, just a month after Railway Friends. So they were really trying to push out Season 12, I suppose. The third release of Season 12 was known as Team Up with Thomas, and it was originally released in May of 2009. So a little after High Speed Adventures, but not long, just a couple months shy. It was also reprinted in 2012 with Railway Adventures. It was reprinted again in 2014, I assume by Universal, and it was also reprinted again in 2017. I have not seen this copy. Interesting that it's been reprinted a lot compared to all the other Season 12 stuff. I mean, so far Team Up with Thomas has been the most reprinted out of any Season 12 release. Let's see if Percy and the Bandstand is any better. Nope, Percy and the Bandstand is the final Season 12 release, and it was only released once in 2009 in July. Oh, the month of my birthday. That's cool. That was an absurdly long history section because we had 4 releases. Technically 5 if you want to count the box set itself to look at. Let's move right into the close-up section. It's a long one. I'm just going to warn you. Alrighty everyone, here's your close-up look at the Adventure Pack. Now as I stated in the preamble to every HMR, we are doing the complete Season 12 in one mega HMR. So we're going to be looking at 4 releases in this close-up. So, oh boy, it's gonna be quite the long one. Well, actually, I don't think it's going to be that long. There's no, like, cases to look at or anything like that. It's just discs. But it's going to be one heck of a long menu tour. But let's get the close-up out of the way first before we get into the menu tour. So we have 4 DVD set up at the top. Lists our DVDs: Railway Friends, High Speed Adventures, Team Up with Thomas, and Percy and the Bandstand. Complete season. So technically you could say this is our first complete season box set since the early years. Technically speaking, because these are just repacks of the other Season 12 releases, and the early years was its own exclusive thing, but I guess you could say this is a secondary US box set. I don't really see it as that, but yeah, whatever. Adventure Pack, we've got Season 12 Thomas up there at the front. On the side, it's a thick DVD case. We've got Hit Entertainment, scroll on down, Adventure Pack, Portrait of Thomas, and Lionsgate. Here on the back, we have one full season of Thomas. We have a breakdown of what is on each release. There's Railway Friends, its blurb, and what our bonus features are. We have laying down the track puzzle and name that train game. We also have a bonus Roy the racing car story on there. High Speed Adventures with screenshot of Henry, and Railway Friends has a screenshot of Gordon. Forgot to mention that. Bonus features, a special delivery read-along, Thomas's amazing adventures, and another Roy the Racing Car episode. We have Team Up with Thomas and Flora. Our bonus features is Spot the Difference and Sir Top Matt's Helping Hands, and again, a bonus episode of Roy the Racing Car. Percy and the Bandstand with a screenshot of Percy. Of course you gotta put a screenshot of Percy. His name's in the freaking title. And our bonus features are Songs of Sodor, which is a game, and 3 read-alongs, minus the bonus episode of Roy the Racing Car. So yeah, Rory is now Sans. Do not be deceived by this packaging, because it's a slipcover. It's identical underneath, except now we can open it and look inside. So here's our disc for Railway Friends, High Speed Adventures there, Team Up with Thomas, and Percy and the Bandstand. So they are all, as I usually say, come on, everybody say it, squished up versions of the poster art. So yeah, it's a big, thick DVD case here. It's about the size of 2 regular size DVD clamshell cases, but I like thick DVD cases because they just make me feel safe and secure. So anyway, with that all being said, let's go ahead and jump into our extra long menu tour of the Adventure Pack, starting with Railway Friends. Alright everybody, here we are at our first of 4 menu tours for this HMR on the Adventure Pack. And here we are, our first menu tour is on Railway Friends, which is the first Season 12 release. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. So we have a very basic menu here. This is like a template for what many of the CGI menus are going to look like whenever we get to those in a couple of weeks. So let's go ahead and take a look at it here. We got Play All, we have Story Selection, Language Selection, and Bonus Features. So what stories are on Railway Friends? Well, we have Best Friends, The Party Surprise, Gordon Takes a Shortcut, Thomas Puts the Brakes On, which actually is the first Season 12 story that I ever saw. I actually caught it when it was airing on TV, and I thought it was alright, I suppose. Saved You, and Excellent Emily. So not terrible stories. I actually really like Gordon Takes a Shortcut and The Party Surprise. Saved You is okay, and Thomas Puts the Brakes On is, I guess you could say, it's nostalgic for me. Saved You and Best Friends are really kind of bland. I really don't have any feelings for those. Language selection, English, Spanish, and French, as always, with Thomas and Colin. It's actually really sad that Colin never came back into the series. He's a pretty cool character. Bonus features, what do we got? We have a bonus episode of Rory the Racing Car, Rory's First Day. We have a puzzle, Laying Down the Tracks. We have a game, Name That Train, and trailers. There's actually one other piece that I wanted to mention here. If you click Play All and you watch every single story past the ending credits on this release, the bonus Rory the Racing Car story actually starts playing right after the release is finished. So I think that's interesting. Since I started watching Railway Friends a couple weeks ago, and I noticed that the runtime was over an hour, and I was like, holy crap, there must be a lot of content on here. But the main feature, I guess you could call it, quit after 46 or 48 minutes, and I was really like confused, and then the bonus story of Roy the Racing Car started playing, and then some trailers play after that. So that's why it's over an hour. So anyway, that's the menu tour for Railway Friends. Next up is, I believe, High Speed Adventures. Alright, here we are for menu tour number 2, which is High Speed Adventures. Which, interestingly, the episodes on here aren't exactly high speed. They're kind of slow speed. This really should be called Average Speed Adventures. I suppose that's a really bad joke. Anyway, simplistic menu, just like Railway Friends, except this time the outline is orange, while Railway Friends was yellow. So we have Play All, we have Story Selection, Language Selection, and Bonus Features, which are the exact same menus as on Railway Friends. So what stories are on High Speed Adventures, you may ask? Thomas and the Billboard, Steady Eddie, Rosie's Carnival Special, Mountain Marvel, Henry Gets It Wrong, sorry I gotta do the Donald Trump meme, and Don't Go Back, which Roman's TWR Empire thinks is one of the worst stories that the TV series has ever produced. I, for one, don't really hate it all that much. I think it's pretty alright, I suppose, but the other ones are just kind of bland. Mountain Marvel, I guess, is alright. So let's take a look at language selection now. Once again, English, Spanish, and French. It's funny how Hank is featured in this like language selection menu, but he doesn't show up until what is it? Team Up with Thomas, I think, is when Hank shows up. So I don't know why they're featuring him here. Bonus features, bonus episode of Roy the Racing Car. Big Chris learns to fly. Have no idea what that is. The special delivery read along and Thomas's amazing adventures. And just like with Railway Friends, if you watch High Speed Adventures all the way through, the bonus episode of Roy the Racing Car starts right after the release finishes up. So that's your menu tour for High Speed Adventures. Let's go ahead and head on to menu tour number 3, which is Team Up with Thomas. All right, everybody, here's our third menu tour for Team Up with Thomas. So as you can see, it's our regular poster art, and the outline is now blue, sans orange and yellow. So we have play all, episode selection, language selection, bonus features, same menu as before. So episode selection, what do we got? Heave Ho Thomas, James Works It Out, Tram Trouble, and Push Me, Pull You. This also marks the first appearance of Mr. Arkwright, whom Mr. Perkins unfortunately murdered. Rip Mr. Arkwright. Language selection, we've got English, Spanish, and French with Thomas and Flora, and also an option to play the video. Let's look at bonus features. We've got another episode of Roy the Racing Car. Roy Takes Off. We have Spot the Difference game and Sir Topham Hatt's Helping Hands game. So that pretty much wraps up the menu tour for Team Up with Thomas, and with Railway Friends and High Speed Adventures, if you play through the entire release, the Roy the Racing Car bonus ep does start at the end of the release, right after the final credits roll. So that's our menu tour with Team Up with Thomas. Shorter one because we've seen all this stuff previously. So let's go ahead and transition into our fourth and final menu tour with Percy and the Bandstand. Alright everyone, here's our fourth and final menu tour on Percy and the Bandstand. So as you can see, it's the Percy and the Bandstand poster art, and we've got a green background now sans the blue, the yellow, and the orange. So we've got play all episode. I'm not going to read these again, you've already seen this menu before. Episode selection, we have Toby's Special Surprise, Duncan and the Hot Air Balloon, The Man in the Hills, and Percy and the Bandstand. Obviously, of course you gotta have that one. That's what the release is called. And this also has Mr. Arkwright. Unfortunately, Mr. Perkins murdered him, so rip Mr. Arkwright as well. We will miss thee. Language selection, we have English, Spanish, and French. Hello, Percy. Good to see you in the language selection there. Now let's look at bonus features really quickly here so we can finally wrap this up. We've got Read Along, Toby and the Flood, A Better View for Gordon, and Busy Going Backwards. It's classic series stuff. That's nice, even if it isn't read-along form, it's still nice to see that the classic series lives on. And we have a game, Songs of Sodor. Notice how we don't have a Roy the Racing Car bonus story. Interesting how they got rid of it for the Percy and the Bandstand release. So you don't have an episode playing right after the release is finished, since there is no bonus episode here. So anyway, that pretty much wraps up our menu tours for all 4 of these releases. Let's go ahead and head on back and answer the 5 main questions as always. Alright everybody, welcome back from the close-up section. Let's go ahead and jump right into the 5 main questions as always. Number 1, where should you pick this product up? Well, the Adventure Pack isn't being sold in stores anymore, so if you want to get the boxed set of all 4 Season 12 releases, you'll have to look in places like eBay. That's where I bought mine. However, for the individual releases, High Speed Adventures and Percy and the Bandstand, you're going to have to look online or at a local used DVD store. However, for Railway Friends, I would say check your Walmart, see if they still have that double pack of Railway Friends and Extraordinary Engines still available, because a couple of months ago, my Walmart had a ton stocked. I did not pick up a copy for myself because I don't really need it. However, for Team Up with Thomas, I'd say check anywhere, because apparently it's been reprinted in 2017. Still have not personally seen it, but heck, it might show up somewhere where you all live, so look in your local stores for that. It's probably still out there. Number 2, are these products still being printed nowadays? The Adventure Pack? No. Railway Friends and Team Up with Thomas? I'm going to say yes to those. High Speed Adventures and Percy and the Bandstand? No, they are not. Number 3, should you pick this product up? I'm only going to be talking about the Adventure Pack itself. I'm not going to be talking about the individual releases, because that would just take way too long. And this episode's already long as it is. So the adventure pack itself is all of season 12. So I'm going to briefly review season 12 for you. Season 12, it's a transitional season. The CGI phases take a little while to get used to. I will go ahead and tell you firsthand that I binged season 12 the first day that I actually had the adventure pack in my possession. And I've recently rewatched it again. And season 12, it's not awful. It's also not particularly moving in any way, shape, or form. However, it is a nice send-off to the model series, as I said, with the Great Discovery. And the reason I say that for season 12 is because you see a lot of classic characters make returns. I mean, you see Bill and Ben, Oliver, freaking Stepney comes back in season 12. I mean, it's a plethora of old and new characters. However, the storylines, they could be a hell of a lot better, obviously. For what it is, season 12 is not a particularly bad season. It's actually one of the best in this newer model era, I would say, actually. I mean, I would say this is second to season 8 in this new model era. All the other model seasons are awful. That's saying the new model era, not the classic series. Like, the classic series stands on its own. This new model era under Hit, yeah, season 12 stands as, I'd say, the second best season, right behind season 8. So as it stands, yes, I recommend that you pick up the adventure pack. And heck, even if you just want one season 12 release, why not just go ahead and buy the entire season? You have a plethora of Thomas stories to binge watch. Like, seriously, how is that not appealing? Number 4, where should you pick this product up? Same answers as number 1. And number 5, what price should you pay? For this one, again, only going to be talking about the adventure pack, not the individual releases. So the adventure pack itself, I think I paid about $11 for mine, which is a fantastic price for 4 Thomas DVDs, which would normally cost about $5 a pop. So I got mine pretty much half off for if you wanted to buy all 4 releases just by themselves. And that's generous for being $5. Usually New Thomas and Friends media is normally $10 a piece. I would say your highest bar should be around $20 for the adventure pack, and that's only if you're desperate. I'd say the best price for one is around $10 or $11 because it's a deep discount price in terms of if you want to buy the individual releases just by themselves. So guys, that's the extra special, extra long adventure pack HMR. Guys, 2 weeks from now, Hero of the Rails. I'm actually astounded that we made it this far. Well, just a little history lesson for you. Back in 2015, when I started this series, I was amazed that I even got past episode 10, honestly. And back then, I wasn't making HMRs as frequently as I am now. It didn't take off until the beginning of 2016. So the fact that we have made it to Hero of the Rails, and we're so close to getting caught up to modern day, I'm astounded, honestly. And it's all thanks to your support and you guys watching these HMRs, you guys liking them, you guys commenting. It's all thanks to you, pretty much. And I cannot thank you guys enough. You're the best group of fans a modern teenage guy making videos about Thomas the Tank Engine media could ask for. So anyway, guys, like I said, 2 weeks, Hero of the Rails. I'll see you all then. Good night, everybody.